All right, we are live. Come on, everyone. Let's get a little crazy. Notice the hat. Notice the hair.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
got
What do you think
I got
about
a hat.
that?
I don't have any hair either. Kyle's the only one with.
Ah, I'm
Oh
sorry.
man, he
Yeah.
didn't get the
I
memo. He didn't get
Well,
the
didn't.
Brian doesn't have a
memo.
beard, so there you go.
There
Can't
are
all be
so
the
many
same.
things. There's so many memo things. But it's good that this hat fits because I have a 7 7/8
Oh,
head.
Kyle might give you a run for your money. Kyle's
Really?
got a deceptively huge head.
I do. It's
You-
two
Kyle, do
snaps
you,
in the
do
back. Look at
you,
that. Two
two
snaps in the back.
snaps?
That's all I get.
Yeah, that's 2 snaps. Yeah.
Oh, double
See,
snaps.
I can't buy hats at a store.
You can only get
Yeah.
them from us when we send you one.
I mean, like I can't buy a hat off the shelf in a store.
Right.
He's a
You
it's a
know,
It's a
custom
hard
kind of guy.
life.
so.
You have great hair, so
Okay, great.
makes it
Well,
good.
listen, we're here to talk about the AAAS. You guys are coming out to Palm Beach. Are you excited to get on a plane and come out to Florida?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Oh,
I'm going to be
yes.
even more excited in a week when it starts. It's actually there's like kind of sleet snow stuff outside. I'm in Syracuse, New York.
Whoa.
So yeah,
Ooh,
yeah. So it's kind of early for us, even us up here. But yeah, I mean, the last time I came, it was 2 years ago, right? Almost 2 years ago to
Yeah,
the
for
date
sure. Yeah,
that
because
we were in
last
Palm
year
Beach.
I was broadcasting with COVID, even though I didn't know that. I was sweating. Oh, look, Brad's joining us.
What's
Oh,
up?
yeah. Come on. Big old melon.
he
Brad,
knows.
Brad says Kyle has a big melon. So, Kyle, do you know the size of your head? Have you ever had it measured?
I haven't. So I think the only time that I ever had a fitted hat that fit me was an 8 1/4. So this,
Oh,
I don't know if you can
wow.
tell, but from the side, right? From the
Yeah.
side there,
Yeah.
I actually have to sit it up. Like I can't, if I pulled that
Oh,
down, you would get full ring on me, right? So,
okay.
and I
Got it.
still get
Got it.
this deal, right? My wife comes home, she's like, "Who beat you
Oh,
up?"
whoa. I
It's
love
rough.
that. Look at, yeah, I
So,
got my hat. Eric Hall's joining us. Well, it is great to have big heads, but more importantly, we have to fill people's heads with new ideas, new ways to imagine retailing. And of course, Paul, you've been really leading the charge of changing mindsets and frameworks in which dealers operate with your podcasts and your shows. Um, what do you think is going through the head of dealers who never go out to conferences? Like I've heard we're not making enough money, we can't go. Now it's we're making too much money and we can't go.
It's like
I mean,
Goldilocks.
literally,
Tell me the perfect example of a time when you would leave to learn something, right?
yeah. Like I don't know what it is. What is it, Paul? What stops people from feeling that they could grow professionally or improve the business? Have they just been to too many crappy conferences? I don't know. What
Gosh,
is
that could be it. I mean, people need all get in kind of our ruts and in our patterns, and it's you really need to be compelled to get out of it. It's
Mm,
not, you know what I mean? Because some people are just wired to go to conferences, right? I like learning, I like being around the other people, I like the energy of travel. When there's just a group of people that are like, I don't really want to go, I don't really enjoy the I don't know what it will be when I get there. So it's almost even a little loss aversion if you think about it. People are playing like, well, where's my time more valuable? So I don't know what's going through people's heads, but I know what isn't going across their minds and their organizations, and that's new thoughts and ideas and the energy that comes from literally seeing another person or hearing an interaction of people that are doing something that you didn't do. Because I do believe that dealers are savvy enough to know, like, hey, if there's a way to make it better or make more money or make it more efficient or solve a problem that's causing a pain, dealers are typically the first ones to lean in and be like, can you tell me about what you're doing? Can you show me
yeah,
that?
for
So,
sure.
so I don't know. I
yeah,
mean, Palm Beach is pretty awesome. I don't know where else we could have it.
coming
Well,
from the dealer side, it's interesting because there's always that search for what's new, what's fresh, how are we going to transform? It is so month to month that we're trying to figure out how to do better than the last month. But the interesting thing for me is that, and I noticed this when I first started going to conferences. Yeah. But what I noticed was that when I first started going to conferences, I would look around the room, And it didn't matter who it was, whether it's a vendor or dealer. There were a few people that were leaned in.
Yeah.
And there were a few people that were kind of paying attention. But the majority of people were not paying attention at all, right? They had their phones up. They had their laptop out. There was something about the operational side of the business that felt like it needed more attention at that point than where they were sitting. And so in noticing that, and if you've been to any of my sessions, you know that I do this thing called a pattern interrupt when you're in person, right? I just totally shock the room, make someone slide across, do the electric slide or move seats or just ridiculous stuff in order for people to pay attention. Because I think what happens is they go to one or two and they feel like they come back with nothing, right? And the reason is because maybe they didn't lean in, or maybe they didn't have that side conversation, or they felt like that call back to the store actually had better weight than what was like happening right in front of them.
Well, kind of the trademark of our conferences is to kind of have more deeper, more advanced content. We don't do some basic lead handling. We don't do, basic CRM functions. I mean, there's certain table stakes that I believe people need, to, operate in a dealership. We're not typically doing the basics. We're pushing things out. Kyle, Paul, you're out working with dealers now, helping them build internal marketing processes. Of course, we'll be releasing some amazing new research on how to help dealers set up analytics properly, how to optimize their Google campaigns. We got a lot of people. Jill's coming in. Jill says, Brian, are you having problems seeing the broadcast? Someone says they're having problems seeing the broadcast.
On LinkedIn's having a little issue.
Yeah. It looks like I'm getting some issues. So you can go to YouTube, Twitter, or my Facebook page. So Automotive SEO is the Twitter account. Let me just put that in there. Automotive SEO.
I threw the Facebook link in there if you are on.
Good. Okay. Super. So let's talk about some of the insights that we're going to be talking about at the conference. We've been doing immense research and marketing efficiencies and website optimization, digital retailing. So the sessions that we're going to be diving into at the AAAS are going to be breakthrough conversations. One of the things, got it. Thank you. Good. Ashley found it. Great.
Good.
Guys, one of the things that is really transforming retail, and I've talked about this for years, is that dealers have been calling their website virtual showroom for years, but they forget to staff it. They've staffed their physical showrooms, not their online showrooms. Every dealer, and Kevin Fry from Weiler has talked about this, and there's every dealer who's really moved away from forums into conversations have doubled their sales opportunities per month. Why are dealers so reluctant to strip down those websites and staff their website with their own people from 9 to 5 when the showroom's open? What do you think? What do you think the problem is?
Fear of losing leads is a big one, right? Whatever a lead is worth, right? But that's, the holy grail has been how many leads, multiply that by my conversion rate, and there you go. I have something I can count on rock solid, and that's just not the truth. But I think that's a big one, right? Losing leads.
Well, that's a good point. What dealers should know, those of you who are watching, thank you everyone who's watching us either live or recorded, you should know that less than 40% of the people who click on any of your CTA buttons on your VDPs actually fill out the forms. And when you change that CTA button, like get e-price, unlock price, schedule a test drive, value my trade, if you turn that into conversation, you double the number of people you talk to. So what the problem with leads, Paul, is, and Kyle, I'd love you to comment on this. When you see leads, you only see the output of your broken website process. You only see the output of that broken process, but it's really twice as many people you should be having conversations with. And then of the leads you get, you chase them, right? So it's a horrible job in the BDC. You have to make 5 or 6 or 10 phone calls and send 5, 7, 8, 10 emails. It's a horrible job where you could eliminate all that wasted labor by just talking them when they really wanted an answer. Kyle, what are you telling dealers now that conversational commerce is real?
Well, what I like to do is start by asking a question. And the question is, would you say that your people are better at handling a phone call or an internet lead? And I've never had anyone tell me, oh, yeah, my people, internet lead closing ratios are way higher than phone calls.
Phone calls, yeah.
Right. And just transferring the idea of a phone call to a chat starts to get their real. Oh, wait. So you're telling me if I can get my people to have that conversation that they have on the phone in a chat, meaning now my net delivery ratios of my chats, which used to be internet leads, can start to become closer to my phone call net delivery ratios. Meaning, let's just say you lose leads. Let's just give you the benefit of the doubt, meaning you're going to turn all your chats into conversations, which, Brian, you've proven the data that that's not true. But let's just say that that's the truth. Well, if your net delivery ratio it doubles and you go down slightly on leads, what happens to your total volume of sales? Right?
Bingo. Yeah.
It goes up. And then let's just say we keep leads the same, or they go up because you're actually converting those and having conversations because you're not funneling it to the chat provider, but you're actually handling it. Oh, infinite possibilities.
Yeah. Kevin Fry shared that his normal website leads without chat involved had appointment rate about 25% across their whole group. When they removed the forms and went to conversations, the appointment rate went to 59%. And basically doubled the number of people who came in for an appointment. What that means is greater efficiencies, greater customer satisfaction, greater employee satisfaction. No one likes to chase ghosts. No one likes to chase ghosts. So one of the conversations we're going to have at AAAS is we're going to challenge website design. We're going to challenge what the new modern sales process should look like. We're going to show for the first time the new framework to how to perfectly set up Google Analytics. I don't think anybody has done as much work on Google Analytics setup, but we have a whole new view for sales and a whole new view for service. And here's what we're finding. Dealers have been sending the wrong signals back to their Google Ads campaigns. And that's why Google Ads over time has become less and less effective. And so, I mean, Paul, what'd you say? Would you say 9 out of 10 dealers are investing good money on Google Ads each month?
I mean, look, first of all, I don't like to talk outside my area of expertise. So I probably couldn't give you a metric on the ads side. Kyle be better tuned into that world. So I'm not even going to answer that because if I answered it, I'd be making it up. So Kyle, I'm volleying this one to you. What do you think?
What percentage of dealers have Google Ads in their budget? And forget about slim inventory time because dealers are still spending today.
Yeah. Do they have it in their budget? Yeah. I would say probably 90-95% now. We've turned the corner. Yes. Yeah. Great. I mean, people have to have SEM, right?
Yeah. It's part in there. And one of the things that, well, I'm going to open up the conference, and those of you who are going to be live streaming, you'll see it as well. With the new research, with the new framework and the new signals. And one of the, sneak peeks here, and we talked about it, is for years, when we've been running Google Ads campaigns, we were setting up goals and we would do like mobile click to call or phone calls. We did lead forms, chats, and texts. And then Google introduced store visits and, of course, the phone number from the ad itself. And we were setting up one set of goals and using these conversions to optimize ads. But here's the thing. Based on the way dealers run their Google Ads campaigns, less than 15% of the phone calls are for sales, even though sales is funding them all. 75% of the store visits are for service. So why should we be using that as a positive signal? And we need a new framework to send in just sales chats and sales texts and sales phone calls and sales activity. No one has done this before, and it's because I think one of the breakthroughs is when you buy your dealer name and Honda dealer near me or Honda dealer in a city, most of those conversions are all for service. So we're suggesting that there's 3 campaign strategies now: dedicated sales campaigns, dedicated service campaigns, and these kind of jump ball, kind of general branding. And they need different signals to be optimized. And no one has put this framework out. But once the framework is implemented, dealers are going to find out now that their sales campaigns can get back to being very efficient. And it's based on the simple principle: Google relies on positive signals back to its bidding engine to generate more customers that generate that outcome. So we've been sending, unfortunately, service signals into all our sales campaigns. So Google's been optimizing conversions based on service, not sales. And now, the cat's out of the bag.
It is amazing to think about how long it's been. And it's just like any innovation. All of a sudden we're like, oh, you know what? This is really logical.
Yeah. I mean, I would challenge any dealer in this call to go look at your Google Analytics, and you'll have a goal that says, click the call, and you'll have chat, and you'll have website forms. And then you go ask your ad agency, what are they importing? They're importing all those. And then they're going to tell you, yeah, and all mobile phone call ads and store visits. I'm like, hold on, but have you listened to those phone calls? Like, come on. So yeah,
right. All that for like, what time are you open until?
Well,
right.
I mean, this is part of it. This is part of it. By the way, we said we were going to give away some virtual tickets.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, come on. We don't want to string people on. So here's the deal. We have a few tickets left for the live event for dealers. Okay. And you can get those tickets on the website, automotiveattributionsummit.com. But there are a lot of dealers, Kyle. I mean, you come from the dealer community. There are a lot of dealers that don't want to send their people out. Some are afraid they're getting headhunted.
Sure.
Okay. And some just don't put it in the budget. So we wanted to give out passes to attend the virtual summit. So here's the cool thing. The main sessions, the panels, everything that goes on in the main ballroom will be streamed live on the conference platform. And then every workshop is being recorded, and you can watch them at any time you want. But here's the thing. The content will be up for 90 days. So if your schedule's busy and you miss a few sessions, you really can get in to watch all the sessions. So I think it would be great, Kyle and Paul, that we just lean in and encourage people to invest in their education. If you're not going to watch the sessions, don't ask for a free virtual ticket. There was actually a cost to it, to us from the platform provider. But here's how we'll do it. If you will shoot me an email, brian@brianpash.com, with your work email address, okay, not like hackarooney@AOL.com or something like that. Okay? So
got him.
Yeah.
Rooney 5722.
Yeah. If you work at a dealership, these free virtual, if you work at a dealership and you really want to lean in and learn, I mean, Paul and Kyle spent a tremendous amount of time content in challenging the automotive industry to think different, to open up their minds. And of course, conferences can do that. So for the next, we'll do it from now until 6 p.m. That's what we're going to do on November 3rd. If I get an email from your work email address, which is an automotive dealer, or an RV dealer, I will do RV and motorsports as well. As long as you have a website, your email address matches your website, go ahead and send that to brian@brianpash.com. Let me put that in the comments. And we're going to give out 100 tickets. How about that?
Whoa.
Yeah. We're going to give out 100 virtual tickets for people who are working in the automotive industry, because Paul reached out to me the other day and said, Brian, there's a lot of people who need to learn. Paul, I mean, I think we're just missing the way to get more people involved in education.
Well, first of all, that's awesome that turn, because I was like, yeah, maybe we could give away a ticket or two. And he's just said 100 tickets.
Just said 100.
So the impact, because look, if you don't know, if you've never put on a live event, if you've never done the work to promote it, it's really tough. It's really expensive. It takes you to the edge of all your sanity. right?
Yes,
And
yes.
especially, and you do all right. We all work to get paid, right? So to be open-handed with the output of that level, so that more people could just, we started off by talking about why don't people come? Well, Brian just swiped the barrier out of the way for 100 of you, and
That's right.
right, and you can at least dip your toe in. And one of the things I love about the virtual side of it is it's hard when you're in person at an event and you hear something that inspires you and that gets the wheels turning. You're like, oh, we need to do that. That's a great idea. And then you go back to your store. And even if you're like the general manager, you have to convince the marketing manager or the sales manager,
That's
or if
right.
you're the marketing manager, you have to, convince the GM or the dealer principal. And now, okay, not only did you hear it there, you were inspired in that moment. Maybe you took a few notes, but then, you had a few cocktails, and then you had a trip home, and then you had to catch up on all your emails and all the
Yeah.
stuff that happened while you were away. And so like your whole inspiration level is going. And then it comes time for you to sell them on why they should do this great idea that's going to help them. And it ends up coming out like, this guy, he said this really great thing. He was really smart, and we should try this. And the
We should
GM
spend
is like,
money.
I don't know about that. Right. So now virtually you can be like, you can see the guy, right?
Yes.
And you can transfer that and help you make some change in your store.
Yeah, Paul, this has also been a breakthrough. COVID kind of forced us into the virtual world. Everyone who comes live gets the access to
So
the
good.
platform as well. Jared's saying hello. Good. Oh,
What's
look,
up?
Eric Hall's loving it. He's going to be at Dealer Academy that week, so he's going to take advantage of that. Yeah. So here's what we found out, Paul. Same thing. How do you communicate? Kevin Fry is going to do sharing some data on formless websites and what that has done to revolutionize his dealership. Tim Cox is going to be talking about real-time retailing. We have some amazing speakers. Chip Perry is going to bring up some dealers who are doing a single point of contact for sales. Right. How do you take notes when a dealer's passionate? So everyone who attends live will be able to have access to all the recorded sessions, just like the virtual people. So that's good. And let me tell you, if you're a person who would like to get out to the live conference, I have a special private discount code. So you can just email me, brian@brianpash.com. If you're watching this live stream and you're a dealer or work for an OEM, all the vendor tickets are sold out. If you're a dealer or work at OEM and you want to come to Palm Beach, we still have room blocked for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday night. So you can come in Sunday morning, get a chance to see everything. I'll send you a special discount code for your tickets. Kyle, you've recently moved from dealer world to the vendor community. What are the biggest demands or questions that dealers are asking you to help them with?
Yeah, I think right now it's leaning into, everybody knows that digital is necessary, but the landscape is so scary, right? and we leaned in, we said, yep, we need an agency, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do that. And then all of a sudden everyone's going, wait, I don't know what all of this means. I don't know how to use it. How do I spell AIA? What's a
Right.
what's a CDP? What's DR, VR, all of this type of stuff. And it's just scary. And so I think some of what you're going to get is hopefully making it less scary, even at a AAAS or anything like that. And because it's really, this is what we're learning, is that dealers, general managers, marketing people, we're all really good managers. Or we're all really good marketers. It's just a different space, right? And so if we can learn that, we're going to be able to put everything that we know to use so much better and so much quicker.
Yeah, and one of the benefits of the dealers who come to AAS, on Sunday morning, I'm swinging the bat hard, and I'm revealing the complete new playbook. I'm not holding anything back. All of the new structures for analytics, all the new measurements, the reasons why. I even developed a cheat sheet for the events that the different website providers throw to measure engagement, because most dealer groups have a dealer.com, a dealer on, a dealer eProcess, dealer inspire website. So I've created some cheat sheets on all the consumer engagement events that I believe you should be measuring for sales optimization. They're going to get some real tools. And what I'm hoping, Kyle, is that folks like you and me and others who are willing to invest the time with dealers to help them see the process through. By attending the conference, they're going to know what's possible. And then instead of worrying about how I'm going to do it, folks like you, folks like me, who are consulting and helping dealers build internal marketing teams and better marketing partnerships, they'll have a whole new vision on what's possible. And we're going to try to make it digestible. Does that make sense?
It does. You know, what you just said is huge. Like, once people see that it's possible, I always think about the 4-minute mile story. It was impossible that someone could break the 4-minute mile. And that was the case for history past until it was done one time. And then people saw it was possible. And then several people broke it over like the next year, right? It didn't get easier. Gravity didn't change. Physics didn't change. It was all in here. All in here. So I always think about that when you brought that story up.
Yeah, there's a great new book that I'm reading. It's called Crazy Faith, and it's by a pastor of a church in Oklahoma. And throughout the book, he gives examples, not only in his personal life, but, you know, biblical stories. It's like, it seemed crazy at the time until it happened. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed crazy at the time until it happened. And, you know, he told a story that he had a vision statement when he first became a pastor that they were going to own this stadium. Like, we're going to own this huge auditorium, you know, stadium. And 10 years later, he had the keys in his hands. And, you know, he said, 10 years when I was just a pastor starting out and I had a vision for the church, it was crazy until it happened. And I think that what we're going to be doing at AAAS is some dealer says, I'll never understand how to measure marketing. That's true until someone shows you the 4-minute mile. I'm never going to really be good at reframing my customer experience because I'm stuck in my own ways. No, let me show you real-time retailing and what that looks like. I know my customer experience kind of sucks, but I don't know what to do. Well, let me show you what a single point of contact looks like. I think at the conference, we're going to see examples of the 4-minute mile in digital retailing, in customer service, in digital marketing. And so we're going to empower dealers to leave there inspired and imagine a different way to do business.
Perfect. You know, this is not the kind of thing, if you're a dealer and you're like, I'll never be good at, then you're right. You're right.
Ooh,
you're right.
Ooh, they're not going to like that.
Preach it, brother. Preach it.
But if that door is open just a little bit, you're like, I'm willing to look. I'm willing to pay attention for just a short period of time to see someone who's doing it. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. I have a whole pile of badges over there from all the conferences over the years, right? And there's a big fat stack. And I can say that your events, Brian, that you put on are always full of the sharpest, most engaged dealers, right? I'm not talking about the sharp vendors, right? They're at every event we go to, right? You just have to know where to look. You have to know where to look for them sometimes, but they're always there. But I'll tell you what, a high concentration of highly engaged dealer principals, general managers, sales managers, marketing directors, not like somebody that manages the co-op spend, but like someone who's strategically thinking and practicing. So if you just want to, like, you know, transference by proximity, like, this is the place to go. You have the highest concentration of those people.
Yeah. And we like that because I think from 16 years of education, 9 books later, the people who come out know that I'm always pushing. I'm a dealer advocate. I've proven that. I've exposed fraud on behalf of dealers, and I've fought what's right, I believe, in the dealer's mind. So they know they're going to get something big when they come. And I'll mention it just because there's only one seat left, but maybe there's someone here. We decided the day before the AAAS to do the Automotive CXO Summit. This is for C-suite executives of dealer groups with 10 stores or more. So CEO, CMO, CFO, COO, CIO. And we have an amazing group of people on the AAAS website. You'll see the agenda, but people are coming in a day early. we're going to do like a 20 group format from 1 to 6. And then we're going to have an amazing wine dinner from Wines from My Cellar. So,
Of course.
yeah, of course. So we
Oh, wait,
now
these are for Brian Pash's wine cellar?
yeah,
Oh.
6 liter. I got 2 big 6-liter bottles I'm opening up that are
He
16,
smuggled them in from somewhere in Eastern
Yeah.
Europe.
16 years old. They're going to be amazing. But here's the point. Why did I do that? Why did I need to do another event when we have an amazing 3-day conference? Here's what I'm seeing. And Kyle, you've seen this, and Paul, you've seen this. Dealer groups have different needs.
Oh,
You know,
my
when you
gosh.
start to have 10,
No
15,
two are
20,
alike.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I decided that we needed to get some of these dealer group leaders together. So the dealers that are coming, I mean, you know, our good sized group, Morgan with 50 plus stores, Garber with 50 plus stores, Group One Automotive, I don't know, they got a couple hundred stores. I mean, we got a lot of amazing leaders coming to this summit. And of course, many of them will stay for the AAAS, but we're going to continue to push the envelope. The CXO Summit is a private event that will not be part of the live stream. But I want to repeat the offer. If you work for a dealership and you want to learn, you're going to invest the time to watch the sessions. Paul and Kyle and myself would like to invest in you. So we're going to give up to 100 virtual dealer passes till 6 o'clock tonight. So this is just for people who are watching the live stream or within the next few hours. Don't complain if it's after 6 p.m., but there's 100 tickets that we'll give out, and that will give you access to the entire event live, plus all the content for 90 days. And as Paul mentioned, it's a great way to find something you like and then replay it in the conference room with store managers.
Yes.
I think that's the best way to sell, right, Paul?
Absolutely. No, it's the only way, because when you have to get people aligned, unless you're an absolutely expert at communicating what you've heard, and you're going to miss something. We're going to miss something. Hey, Ashley, I love that comment.
It's great.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And are you going to be there? If you're going to be there, I'm really looking forward to reconnecting. It's been too long.
Yeah. Well, listen, those of you who are on this live stream or watch it within the next hour or two, again, this is the time to ping the people in your stores who should watch. I think general managers, sales managers who are going to move into leadership roles, for sure, marketing managers. And I think that the people who want to lead the innovation in their dealership, because that could be your HR director, right? We don't talk too much about HR, but we have.
Because we don't spend any money in HR.
It could be a controller. It could be a CFO. I'm going to say this. I think if you have a salesperson that has vision for growth within, or a service advisor or a technician, we cut them out of learning conferences, events at a high level in our industry all too often. And this is access for that person that Brian is giving, right? He's giving access to the salesperson, the technician that would not typically even see it, wouldn't know about it, especially probably wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah.
So go find that person who you know is at your dealership that might be that next person to move into a leadership role, and give them access to content that will give them the ability to move into that role more seamlessly.
And
that's right.
That's something that Kyle and I have been talking about a lot, actually, this week in particular. How can we make the circle of information bigger? You know, you read automotive news, you look at this, and even with the readership data that they have, when you start doing the math, you realize it's only a very small portion of the overall industry that pays attention to this stuff. So our trajectory in doing things like this, doing what we're doing, being a part of what you're doing, is like, how can we broaden the circle? Because there are people that we just haven't tapped from an HR standpoint because they're not invited.
Paul, here's my math, and it's the craziest math, but think about this. Let's just say there's 18,000 franchise dealers. Let's just, as a rough number.
I'm already giving you snaps. Like, we already did the math. We did the math yesterday. Let's go.
General manager and 2 sales managers, the marketing manager, say their IT director, maybe their BDC and HR. There's 7, right? So if you said 20,000 times 7, that would be 140,000 people. Listen, who would just be a drop in the bucket. And honestly, you can't get 500 dealers to get out the digital dealer. You can get probably 3,000, 4,000, maybe 5,000 dealers out to NADA, but we're talking about 140,000 that are the most senior executives in organization. So I tell you, it's haunted me. I write books. Yeah, I sell, I don't know, maybe you sell 500 books or 700 books. And then I say, but there's like 500,000 people.
Is that it? Is that all there is?
Brian, tell them how you really feel.
Yeah. It's a lonely job being an educator. I remember I told someone speaking and I said, I wrote 9 books, and some guy raised his hand. It's like, yeah, I hate to read books. I'm like, thank you for making me feel good.
Thanks for wasting your time.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that Eric Hall's tagging some people and, encouraging them to come out. Yeah. So here's what we're doing. We're going to invest in 100 lives because, as Paul mentioned, we want you to have the 4-minute mile experience for your dealership. As Kyle said, you could be in the service department. You can be in a junior sales role. You're just starting out, but you have a vision for customer service. So you heard single point of contact. You heard formless websites. You heard new marketing strategy. And you're like, hey, maybe we're not doing that. So let's make this partnership an effective one that could change your career. That we are moving to expand the reach and education because it still feels, again, 100 people feels like a drop in the bucket, but it's a start somewhere.
It's something. No, it matters to those 100 dealerships. That's for sure. The old starfish story, right? Can't throw them all back. Doesn't matter. It matters to this one.
That's right.
We're getting so philosophical today.
I love that. We got starfish stories.
Starfish,
we got
miles.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Well, listen, just a couple logistics things for people who still want to come to the live event. All right. There's a few tickets left. As I mentioned, only OEMs and dealership employees can attend at this point. It is at the O Palm Beach, November, like today. It's 75 and sunny. It's gorgeous. We're right on the beach. And the hotel has room block, a few rooms left for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday nights. The conference starts Sunday morning and goes all day Monday and all day Tuesday. You would fly into PBI. That's the closest, or Fort Lauderdale, which is often the cheapest airport to fly into.
I've done both.
Yep. So you can get from New York or New Jersey down to Florida for, $50 or $80 on JetBlue. This is not an expensive location or out of the way in any regards. And your passes, if you come live, will give you access to all the meals and programs, and then the online recordings of everything to bring back to your dealership. So
let me add one thing right there. So last time I came, I rolled heavy. I brought my whole family. Right?
Yeah,
I'm doing it again. And even if you're not bringing your whole family, but if you have, if you have a significant other, or if you have like 1 or 2 kids, so I roll heavy 4 kids, right? And last time it was a 1-month-old, so no excuses. But this is a great place to just bring family because my family just hangs out by the pool and the beach, and you can kind of see them as you're walking from session to session, and they feel like you're together and they enjoy themselves. It really is this. I encourage you to do that because it's a great place to do that.
Oh, for sure. And there's a lot of great restaurants. I mean, some of the best, that I've experienced in the U.S. So it's all there. The website is automotiveattributionsummit.com. Very simple. Matter of fact, I'll put that in the, let me put that in the comments, and we'll get that together. Kyle, what's one last thing that you would like to tell dealers who really should come out to this event and see you? What are you telling dealers, how you can help them today?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm excited about the panel that I get to be a part of with Glenn, and then with the likes of Brian Kramer, who, if you don't know Brian Kramer, will get anyone fired up. Myself, Jared Kilway, others that are going to have a whole bunch of fun. And this is what we're going to lean into. And Paul and I were talking about this morning is because the cool partnership that Paul and I have is a partnership that I think more people in automotive need to strike up, is the relationship between creative and data, right? And
Right.
where you might understand one or the other, right? And when I say creative, I don't just mean like the next video. I mean being creative about your business.
Amen. Speak it. Speak it.
Starting to think outside the box, like think entrepreneurially about your business as a dealership, as a rooftop, and marry that with the data. Like Brian Kramer will say, in God we trust, everyone else brings data, right? So bring the data, but also bring the creativity. Think outside the box. Don't just copy everything. Copy the good things of the movers and the shakers in the world, but move and shake and dream up new things. So my goal is to bring something that maybe is just off the cuff, that I hear from something else and sparks an idea that maybe someone can execute on a ground level. And so creativity plus data is going to be what we're going to try and bring to that session. And I think you'll probably hear more of that in the whole event as well.
Yeah. I've been telling all the vendors, I don't want to hear puff. I want to hear data. I want to hear how you're measuring the success. Don't tell me you have a great product. Show me how you're going to measure it. Let the audience determine if that data measurement framework is valid or not. I plan to shake up some minds at this conference. And I think you're right. One of the things we've forgotten is dealerships still are in the business of making a memorable impact in their local communities through their marketing. I think that we've gotten too cookie cutter, and the OEM standardization and these digital marketing programs where co-op is limited to mass marketed ad campaigns only is obviously hurting creativity. So we should definitely be pushing back. And I love that thought process. So guys, thanks so much for just spending a few moments with us. We're excited about learning. We hope you're excited as well. And if you need some hand selling to get you out to Florida, I have no problem jumping on the phone with you and your boss to explain how the conference can help. In fact, even for a few people, I've picked out which workshops I think would be good for them in their role. If that's you, why not just shoot me an email, Brian@brianpash.com, and say, hey, Brian, what workshops would you recommend for me? I'm going to pitch this to my boss. But we have 2 offers as we close. Between now and 6:00 p.m. If you send me an email from your work address, no Gmail, it has to have your work URL in it. You work at a dealership, I will give you a virtual pass up to 100 people by 6:00 tonight. And if you want to go to the Florida live event, which I encourage you to do, I have a special discount code. Just email me, Brian@brianpash.com, and say, I want to go to the live event. Help me save some money, and we'll do that today. So, Paul, the fam's coming down with you this time?
Everybody, every last one of them.
Wow. Well, it's so much fun. Well, first of all, your wife is fantastic. Sunday morning, we have our favorite morning worship service. Are you and the fam coming out to that?
Yeah, I can't vouch for the family.
Okay.
I can say I'll definitely be there, but we'll see how the evening goes. I can't overcommit to that.
Okay. Well,
Sunday morning, hope so. But I hope so.
Sunday morning we start because some of you know this, but Paul's wife has a perfect voice, and so that was always nice hearing her sing. So we're going to kick off Sunday morning early. Then Sunday morning around 9:00 we kick off our workshop. So we got a busy 3 days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Hope to see you either live or virtual. Guys, thanks for the promo. And Mike is saying a morning run. Oh,
look out for an event on LinkedIn and Facebook. We're going to do a morning run pre-service. We're going to get after it early in the morning. Let's go.
Oh, listen, there is an amazing run along the beach. There's a road that goes really quite. So you could have some amazing, great idea, Mike, for a little morning.
Thanks a lot, guys. They call it a fun run, which is an oxymoron, but I'll be there. I'll be there.
Oh yeah, we used to do them out in Napa. We when I was doing a lot more running back in the day. Well, everyone, we're going to close off. Thanks, everyone. This will be on social media channels, and you have until 6 p.m. today, November 3rd, to send me an email to get that free virtual pass if you work at a dealership. Guys, I'll see you in 10 days down in sunny Florida,
Can't
and let's
wait.
get ready for the conference, okay?
Can't wait. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Thanks.